Well, I met Jarrell while I was in school. We went to the same college. And he was studying for culinary arts and me as a medical assistant. And as soon as we met, we hit it off, you know? Mm-hmm. We made a perfect chemistry, a perfect connection, and at the beginning everything was good.
Can I say this? There is no such thing as love at first sight, perfect connection. You know what I mean? If it was perfect, you wouldn't be here. Now, what it is, there is such a thing as lust at first sight. There is such a thing as hot and bothered right away. There is such a thing as, God, don't I want to go over there? And your hormones are talking to his hormones and they, chatting it up. But you don't really know, you can't really, soul to soul, heart to heart, mind to mind somebody with a peak. Just saying, go right ahead.
So we started dating right soon after we met. Sorry, I'm so nervous.
That's okay. Take your time. Don't worry about it. You moved in together. How long? Let me help you out.
Sure.
You met, had an instant attraction, then you moved in together. How long between the time that you met and the time you moved in together? How long was that?
We dated first for like a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
And after that, we started, he moved in with me.
Once you moved in together, difficulties arose. Is that accurate?
Yes, because he got fired from his job 6 months after he had moved in. And I started asking him for money, because he wasn't.
Were you working?
Yes, I was working. I was paying all the bills.
Now, people do get fired, right? Do you believe that he didn't look for more work once he was fired? I mean...
Well, he had a knee injury. So then for a while, he couldn't, look for a job. But I don't understand why he wasn't looking for a job. He said that at school, that he couldn't find a job as a chef or none of that. So I don't know what was going on.
Mr. Thompson, why don't you tell me how things transpired once you found yourself unemployed?
Yes, Your Honor. When I found myself unemployed, it was one of the worst tragedies that I had to deal with. Having to go through tearing my knee and not being able to move again when I was somebody who was dancing, acting, singing, going ahead and participating in culinary arts, having a side gig of having a catering business. And Erica knows everything that I went through. And as far as being emotionally supportive, she wasn't there. She was not there.
You know the man tore up his knee, right?
Yes, I understand that, but he had enough time to recover. I don't understand why he couldn't find a job.
Okay. How long did it take your knee to recover?
Right now, I'm still in recovery.
But you can stand up.
I can stand up, but as of right now, I still have calcium on my bone as of right now, and it's still not where it needs to be.
Is it so jacked up you can't work?
No. It's not to the point where it's jacked up where I can't work. It's just the amount of hours that as a chef you need to stand up that I can actually not go ahead and participate in working.
Now there are other things you can do, even though it's not within your chosen field, you can still bring in money doing something that may not tickle your fancy, but it will pay your bills.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And I think that's her concern.
Yes.
Okay. So the good times began to erode once you hurt yourself.
Correct.
Okay. Tell me what was going on in the household.
What was going on in the house is that, me and Erica started off, she's the love of my life, Your Honor. Now, when my knee injury arose, we were going ahead, everything was fine, going to the jazz festivals, we were both providing for each other.
Right.
And now that I'm in this predicament, Erica went from being the foxy diva that I met into being somebody who just became a lackadaisical cadaver. She didn't.
Cadaver?
She didn't.
Not a lazy bum, a cadaver.
Just cadaver.
What was she not doing? Can you describe a day of
I have a list. It was
cadaver-like
everything.
behavior?
Just cadaver. Just she wouldn't. It went
You
from
were lazy.
It went from her not doing anything. That I would come home, the house was meticulous. She would make sure everything was in its place. If I would move it, it would be a problem. And now since we're going through what we're going through, even the sex is not even where it needs to be. We went from being fox and rabbit to being a dead animal on the road. You know what You know,
You know, you could always try taxidermy. You seem to be leaning in that direction. Are you saying that once you became unemployed, she stopped actively participating in the running of the household? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, that is correct. I mean, it just wasn't there. I tried to show her my appreciation and be there for her emotionally, spiritually, physically.
That doesn't pay bills, though.
It doesn't. It may not pay bills, but when you try to do that and you go ahead and I'm here kissing her, and then she burps. That's disgusting. You know what I mean? Where is the passion? Where is the fact that I'm trying to be there for you and I may not have the money?
But Ms. Patel, when somebody goes through a traumatic situation and they lose his job and they lose their identity in part, especially for a guy, don't you feel that there's some compassion needed there? That, like if you were to fall down and break something and can't work, wouldn't you expect him not to be angry about the lack of money, but to be caring about the pain of the injury?
Yes, I understand, and I give him 3 months for that. It's like, how long do you need to recover? I don't understand. I need to pay the bills, and I was the one running. I'm still the one running. Well, he's not living with me anymore, but I was paying for everything, and care, concern, loving, all that doesn't pay for bills.
So this case starts off with just your typical relationship issues. You've got the unemployment, the money issues, and divorce is one of the biggest issues with divorce. Tends to always lean towards money. If there's not infidelity or whatever, money is a big problem in marriage. But I have to say, in this situation, hardship happens. And when you get married or you're in a relationship and you're committing to somebody, you have to understand that you are making a vocal commitment that you will be with them and serve each other through thick and thin, highs and lows, sickness and health. And in this situation, I don't feel like she is the one that's fully diving into that commitment she made. Because, he got injured and you gave him 3 months, whatever, to recover. And yes, he could totally go and get a job doing something else. But I have a really weird question here that I'm trying to understand. How is it that he's doing all this dancing and performing, but then wants to go to culinary arts school and somehow manages to injure his knee so bad that he can't work? There's something going on with this dude that's not really making sense here, I guess, if you really want to be blunt about it. I feel like there's going to be more information coming out about this guy as to really truly what is the problem with this relationship from her perspective, not just about him not having a job, because that type of stuff comes and goes. If you're going to be married, you're going to have to realize that it's not always going to be butterflies and roses. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think about this? Do you think that she's being a little too harsh and should allow him to basically live rent-free and recover fully? Or do you think that it's true, 3 months is enough time and it's time for him to get his booty cheeks into gear and start working any job just to bring in some money?
I understand that in your effort to again provide for the household, your career took an interesting turn. Could you please explain to me what happened and why?
Yes, Your Honor. As a result of my injury and with my past experiences of being a dancer, singer, and actor, I went through tough times of going through physical therapy, going through mental changes, having to go for psychiatric therapy, not having the support of what I wanted to be my fiance, not having her there. I had to make initiatives on my own to go ahead and make sure that I was okay first, and then I could provide for my family. And what ended up happening was I was on an internet website, and after looking at that internet website, I saw that there was a makeup tutorial. I went ahead and watched it onto how to properly prepare your face to become a female impersonator. Upon going ahead and doing the female impersonation, I went ahead one night to a club. And when I went to that club, it took me about 3 months to learn how to do my makeup, learning how to carve my face in a way that I could actually portray that persona. I went ahead and I did that. I was coming home at night with makeup on my face, lipstick. I mean, I would tell Erica now that It wasn't Broliner. It was actually me coming home from a rough day
Now,
of work.
did you tell her that you were that you had chosen to be a female impersonator, or kind of you just kind of doing it on the DL?
It was on the DL. I did not tell Erica what was going on.
Why not?
Because I knew her judgment and the way that she's acting, which has brought us here. She wouldn't be supportive of the reason why I chose that.
To me, and I don't know her like you know her, but to me, all she was looking for was some money. So however you brought that in, I would believe that she would be supportive of that. Is there something in your communication or in your understanding of her that led you to believe that female impersonator would not have been cool with her?
She's crazy, Your Honor. She's crazy. When she did find
let's
out.
ask her. Ms. Padilla, do you have a problem with him being a female impersonator as a means by which to finance the household?
No, I don't. But when he's hiding it from me, it's like I feel he's this strange person that I don't know.
Why wouldn't you say, look, babe, look what lengths I'm going through to bring money in the household?
I couldn't tell her that, Your Honor, because when I told her that, I ended up coming home one night to find my clothes outside and having pots and pans being thrown at me having to dodge it left and right because she wasn't happy with what I was doing.
Did you throw pots at him?
Yes, I
including
did.
my size 14 heel.
Why?
Right?
Guys, we gotta stop it right here. What the heck is going on? This case took a turn that I didn't expect. First of all, size 14 heel, this dude's got some big old feet. I mean, really? There's some stuff going on here. If he's got some big feet, you know, those heels are big. Now, I want to ask a question, and I don't mean to sound ignorant, but is there a difference between female impersonator and a drag queen? Like, is he going and doing drag stuff at a club, or is he just walking around pretending to be a chick and then asking men for money and trying to make money that way? I mean, like, what exactly is a female impersonator, and how is it different than being a drag queen? I really want to know. The other thing is if he's making money doing this, and that tells me that he's going and performing, and that's fine. If he wants to go and perform as a drag queen or female impersonator, that is fine. If that's what he wants to do, that's fine. But here's the thing. If you're going to hide it from your, wife, who's already questioning your ability to show up as a man, and then you reveal to her later and she finds out that not only are you not showing up financially for her as she wants as a man, but you're now showing up for her financially by pretending to be a woman. That is a whole nother level of what the heck is going on here. So I feel like in this situation, he's acting like it's not a big deal. And in reality, if she's okay with it, it's really not a big deal. The problem is that you're hiding it and you're lying about it. And that then makes me wonder, what else are you hiding? What else are you not sharing with her about who you are? That's a really good question that we all need to be asking here.
Yeah.